Hi guys, Tiffany here of Tiffany Gordon Cosplay with a tutorial on how to make a breastplate mold out of Worbla to help you for your next cosplay project. And for this project, you're going to need a heat gun, scissors, Sharpie, some clay working tools, some Vaseline, paper towels, as well as a mannequin, and of course Worbla. And I'll have links to all of these products in the description. To first start off, you're going to want to dip your paper towel into some Vaseline and rub the area you wish to cover, and in this case it is the breast area, on the mannequin thoroughly. The reason for this is Worbla will stick to your surface unless there is a product in between, such as Vaseline, to cause it not to permanently attach. So this is a very important step for doing any mold, whether it is a breastplate mold or any type of mold with Worbla. And for this project, we're going to be using the traditional Worbla, which is Worbla's finest art, but this will also work with Worbla's black art as well. Taking the sheet of Worbla and putting it over your mannequin so you have an idea of how much material you're going to need. And after that, you're going to want to take a black Sharpie and mark off basically a rectangle to cover the breast area. And once you figure out the size, you can cut it out with some scissors. Next, take the sheet of Worbla and put it over the area you wish to cover on the mannequin, and then you will want to take your heat gun and slowly start to heat up the Worbla. The heat gun is going to cause the Worbla to slowly start to transform from a hard structure to a soft type of material, which will then gradually go around the shape of the breast. And to start off, I typically will start to do a generic heat around the center, slowly working your way out. The focus of your piece should first be in between the two breasts in your valley. This is because you do not want to stretch your Worbla, you want to have two shapes on either side. And if you have too much Worbla on the sides, you can cut it away with scissors as well. And then just continue to add heat on the lowest setting, slowly working from once one breast is covered from the center outward and around, and start stretching the Worbla gently to get out any creases, but be careful not to overheat because you do not want to burn the Worbla, as well as not to overstretch the Worbla. It will become thin and tear. And here's an example of what it looks like when you've overstretched the Worbla and it starts to tear and become thin in an area. But fear not, because here is how you can fix that. You will want to cut a fresh piece of Worbla that is large enough to cover the area that you are trying to fix. In this case, it is a rectangle around 1.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And for Worbla to bond to itself again, you need to apply heat to both pieces. So in this case, we're going to apply a heat with the heat gun to our little patch area, as well as to the spot that we want to fix. Once they are both a little bit hot and can start to bend back and forth, you will place your patch on top of that area and push down. This should fuse the two pieces together. And then going back and forth with more heat around the edges, then using your fingers to smooth out the patch edge, as well as your clay working flat tools to make the seam go away and no longer be there. This section will be a little bit thicker than all the others just because this is 2 layers of Worbla, but should be just about unnoticeable when done. Then just continue to work around, smoothing the breast areas until you are happy. And ta-da! You've made your breastplate mold with Worbla, and your piece should look something like this. And for me, for this piece, I was actually making it for my Sacred Shield Charlotte cosplay from the mobile game Final Fantasy Brave Exodus. At this point, I wanted to draw on my pattern with Sharpies onto the Worbla, and if you notice there's a bunch of wrinkles underneath the breast area, these I was not concerned with at all because that part is going to be cut away and is not going to be seen. So after you're done with your pattern, you want to remove the Worbla from your mannequin. And to do this, you'll want to cut off a little bit of your extra Worbla pieces. If it is going fully around the body, you will need to separate this as it needs to pull up in one direction. And once you have that, you can kind of work it back and forth, wiggling it. If you are having a little bit of problems with it sticking to the mannequin, you may need to use your clay tool and slowly rub it back and forth, and it should just pop right off. And here's what the piece should look like once you take it off. then just cut it to the shape that you want, and voila! Your Worbla breastplate is now complete, and you are ready to paint it, or attach fabric to it, or EVA foam, or even leather. Thank you guys so much for watching this little cosplay tutorial for making a mold of a breastplate out of Worbla. I hope you found this helpful, and if so, let me know in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you for our next one. Much love, guys! Mwah!